Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 Audi S7. This model has the Premium Plus package. It's finished off in glacier white metallic, and with the rest of the options, MSRP is just over $97,000. So we have pretty much a fully loaded S7 with a lot of options to go over. And we'll start off with what this is powered by, which is the 2.9 liter twin turbo V6. This is also paired to the 48 volt system, and it's paired to the 8-speed automatic as well. Pumps out 444 horsepower, 442 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the Quattro all-wheel drive system. This can do 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. It also has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, with the black optics package, you get a lot of gloss black. It does not black out the Audi badge, however. There's a forward-facing camera, also sensors for the distance pacing, parking sensors up front too. All of the lighting is LED, and there's more gloss black for the inlets and the lower section of the bumper there. There's also 4 distinctive lines coming down the hood, giving it a really nice look. This model also has the adaptive suspension, so you can raise and lower it. It has a very nice design for the two-tone wheels with red brake calipers. There's power folding side mirrors with the camera and the turn signal. They're finished off in gloss black, which matches the rest of the window trim. There's also the sunroof up top, and then some very nice angles running down the side. This also has that sportback coupe-like design too, and there's also the deployable spoiler. Now this will deploy at speed, or there's a button inside where you can push it and activate it like it is right now. There's also LEDs for the bar that runs from side to side with the taillights, backup camera, all the parking sensors, and then the quad tip dual exhaust. Now you can use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath to open up the entire lift gate. Now, like I said, this isn't a traditional sedan, so this gives you a lot more interior space. There is a spare tire underneath the floor. You get a little bit of storage to the left. There's the cover that you can remove, and you can also fold down those back seats to give yourself that much more interior space. There's 2 buttons, one to close it, and you can lock the vehicle too. If you do choose to lock the vehicle, this has proximity door handles, so you can at least unlock it from the back. Now, this model also has carbon fiber, all the brushed aluminum accents, Bang & Olufsen, more storage, Alcantara leather, and red stitching. It's also an accent on the seat belts too. And of course, this is Napa leather with the package that it has. Now at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. There's storage pockets too, vents in the middle. This even gets heated rear seats. There's all the climate adjustments for the LCD screen there. Some auxiliaries down below. And I'm just touching the headliner, but it is comfortable. I can at least sit upright. You do get some storage in the armrest, along with 2 cup holders, and you can even fold down this middle seat if you need a little bit more space. You do have a small cargo window there, so you can easily see. And then the release is up top, so you can fold those seats all the way down. Now, like I said, this has the Premium Plus package. There's also the S Sport package, black optics, and all of the red stitching. That is a separate package. Now, this has memory seating adjustments, side mirror controls, window adjustments, liftgate release, and then automatic front seats with more of the red stitching. So let's start this up, where we have the leather steering wheel. It's solid and perforated. There's paddle shifters on the back side. There is a favorites button on the right, along with volume and tuning, Bluetooth and voice commands. And then on the left side, this is how you can go through the virtual cockpit. So currently, I'm scrolling through all the information over on that left side. So you'll see the right side is fixed. If I click on view now, it actually separates to where all that information is in the middle. And then when you bring up the nav, that's actually full screen. So very nice to be able to do that. You have cruise control and distance pacing, a little bit of storage to the left, along with headlight adjustments. There's more carbon fiber, leather for the entire dash there. 2 air vents underneath that, going all the way to the passenger side, along with more of the accents. And then for this upper screen, you have quite a lot that you can go through. You have the split view, and then several icons that you can scroll through too. And there's shortcuts on this left side, so you can quickly pull up some of this information. Now, in between these screens, there's engine start stop, along with presets you can set for the nav. There's a control for the rear spoiler, and you can also turn that upper screen off. Now, the lower screen is basically all the climate adjustments along with the heated seats. This is how you can also get into the heated steering wheel and the rear climate controls too. So you have all of that laid out very nicely. There's also a shortcut to the drive select where you have the suspension you can raise and lower. There's traction control, some defrosters, volume, and there's also the driver assistance, so you can set that up to your liking. And you do have a shortcut for the camera system. So you can pull up all these angles, just depending on what you need to see. And of course you have that 360 view, so you can swipe around the entire vehicle. You have cup holders with a little bit of storage and a 12 volt. If you push this forwards, that will bring up the camera system. There's also drive, which will bring up the forward facing camera, and then you can shift using the shifter itself. E-brake is behind that. There's an adjustable armrest where underneath you get wireless charging and some auxiliaries. There's also plenty of storage in the glove box, and then garage door buttons up top, touch sensitive dome lights, and the controls for the sunroof and the sunshade, as those are both power operating. And then here's a look at visibility. It is very easy to see over both shoulders. And we're still in dynamic, second gear, here we go. And with a mild acceleration, we're up to speed. This definitely has a lot more potential than what I'm doing today. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for this S7. Definitely a very nice seating position and a really nice outlook with everything that is in front of us here. And of course, if you don't want to spend this much money, you can go with an A7, you can go with a less spec'd S7, or if you do want to go for more performance, you can get the RS7, which is going to give you quite a lot more, of course. So we are in the middle trim level for this model, and it's been very comfortable. I get to drive a lot of Audis, and it's just a very nice vehicle to daily drive. I could see this racking up the miles, taking this on long trips, and then if you are on a back road, you can still have some performance driving to it. So this is going to give you that performance and just a fun, performance-oriented vehicle. Again, not quite as much as the RS7, but you have a vehicle that can definitely handle turns and give you that sporty feel, if that's something you want added on to your luxury family style sedan hatchback. So it's a great option to go with. What's also nice with the different driving modes too is that it does change the throttle response as well. So even when I have it in the normal automatic setting, in dynamic mode, the shifts are going to become a little bit more alive, a little bit crisper. So it's going to shift through them a little bit different than you would in comfort mode. And as you can see, it lets you kind of rev it out just a little bit more. So if we put it into comfort mode, it will detune basically just a little bit and give you a more comfortable feel driving in traffic, things like that. It's just going to be a little bit more refined feeling. But then when you want to have some performance driving, dynamic is going to liven that up and give you the response that you're looking for. But as you can tell, super comfortable, very quiet. We have a good bit of wind today, and it's very hard to even hear any of that at the speeds that we are going right now. But I do want to touch base on the rear wheel steering again. So we're coming up to this turn where I don't think I'm going to have to put it into reverse. Because of the rear wheel steering, we have a very short radius here. Turn it all the way to the left, and this is super impressive. This is a very tight circle for a little bit longer of a vehicle. That is very nice to see. And that is going to wrap it up for the 2025 Audi S7. Once again, huge shout out to Audi Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.